The wind howled through the tall silver trees as Liam moved carefully through the dense alien forest. The planet, named Virila 5, was newly colonized by humans. Most people stayed close to the main outposts, but Liam liked to explore. He always said the real beauty of a world was found far from the safety of walls and machines. But today was different. The air felt heavier, and the forest was strangely silent. Even the usual chirping sounds of the small alien birds were missing. Liam gripped his small pulse rifle tightly, scanning the area. His boots made soft crunching sounds on the strange blue grass dot. Then he heard it, a soft, weak cry. He froze. It was not an animal sound. It was almost like a voice, soft-pained and very close. Carefully he moved towards the sound, pushing away. Thick, glowing vines, his heart beat faster. What could it be? A fellow explorer, a wild animal, or something worse? As he stepped into a small clearing, he saw her, lying on the ground, near a glowing stream, was a figure unlike anything he had seen before. It was a woman, an alien woman. She had soft, natural beauty that made Liam pause for a moment. Her skin was a pale blue with a hint of purple, smooth like polished stone. Her long silver hair lay spread across the grass. Small elf-like ears peeked out from her hair, and her eyes, though half closed, shimmered in the light. She was breathing heavily, and her arm was bleeding from a deep wound. For a moment, Liam couldn't move. He had heard of alien species that lived far from the human settlements, but he never expected to meet one, and certainly not like this. She opened her eyes slightly and saw him. Her body tensed in fear, and she tried to push herself away, but she was too weak. Liam raised his hand slowly. Easy, I'm not here to hurt you. Of course, she didn't understand his words. Her eyes were wide with fear and pain. He carefully set his rifle down and pulled out his small medical kit from his backpack. He spoke again, softly. You're hurt. Let me help you. The alien woman watched him closely, breathing fast. When he moved closer, she tried to pull away again, but winced in pain. She was clearly unable to move much. Liam stopped for a moment, then showed her the bandages and healing spray. He touched his own arm, then pointed to her wound, trying to explain that he wanted to help. Finally, she seemed to understand. Her breathing slowed a bit, and she relaxed just enough. Liam moved closer and carefully examined the wound. It was deep but not life-threatening. He cleaned it gently, applied the healing spray, and wrapped the wound with bandages. All the while, the alien woman kept her wide eyes on him, watching his every move. There we go, he whispered. You'll be okay. She didn't answer, but her eyes softened. As the sun began to set, the temperature dropped. Nights on Virila 5 were cold and dangerous. The forest came alive with strange creatures at night, many of them not friendly to aliens. Liam knew he couldn't leave her here. He quickly gathered dry branches and started a small fire. The warm glow gave them both some comfort. The alien woman sat up slowly, still weak, but no longer panicking. Do you have a name? Liam asked, though he knew she wouldn't understand. She stared at him, then touched her chest and spoke softly. Alira. Liam smiled. Alira, that's your name. She nodded weakly. Liam pointed at himself. Liam, she repeated slowly. Liam. For a moment they both smiled. In this strange forest, with danger all around, a tiny spark of trust was born between them. As night fully arrived, strange howls echoed in the distance. Liam threw more wood into the fire and kept his rifle close. The creatures out there were hunting. Alira looked at him nervously, then at the darkness beyond. She spoke a few words in her language, but Liam couldn't understand. Still, her expression said enough. She was scared. It's okay, Liam said gently. The fire will keep them away. She moved a little closer to him, seeking warmth and safety. Liam could feel her body shivering in the cold. Without thinking, he took off his jacket and placed it over her shoulders. She looked surprised, but grateful. Thank you, she whispered in broken English. Liam blinked. You know some words. Alira nodded slowly, her voice weak. Few words. That's good. Liam smiled. That'll help. They sat together quietly as the fire crackled. The distant howls faded, but the night remained heavy and tense. Hours passed, and finally, Alira leaned against him, her head resting lightly on his shoulder. Liam froze for a second but then relaxed. She was exhausted, and trust was slowly growing between them. Liam stared at the alien sky above. The stars twinkled brightly. He couldn't believe how fast everything had changed. A simple trip into the wild had led him to this injured alien woman who now trusted him with her life. He knew that tomorrow would bring more challenges. She was injured. She was being hunted, he was sure of it. and they couldn't stay here for long. But for tonight, they had fire, warmth, and a small bond of trust, and that was enough. End of part 1. Morning arrived slowly as the twin suns of Virula 5 rose over the tall silver trees. The strange bird-like creatures sang their soft melodies again. Liam opened his eyes and found Alira still sleeping against his shoulder. For a moment he simply watched her. Even as an alien, she had a strange softness about her. Her pale blue-purple skin looked peaceful under the soft light. Her breathing was steady now, and the wound on her arm looked better after the treatment. Liam quietly moved so he wouldn't wake her and started checking their strength. And the fire was almost out, and his food supplies were running low. He walked a few steps into the nearby bushes. He saw small fruits growing on low branches. He had scanned these before and knew they were safe for humans. He picked a few and returned to the camp. Alira was now awake, sitting up, watching him return. Her eyes were still filled with caution but less fear than before. Liam smiled and offered her one of the fruits. Food, he said slowly. She looked at the fruit, then at him. Slowly, she reached out, took it, and sniffed it carefully. After a moment she took a small bite. Her eyes widened a little, surprised by the taste. Good? Liam asked, trying to keep his voice gentle. Alira smiled faintly. Good, she repeated. They sat together, eating quietly. The moment felt simple, yet peaceful. Two beings from different worlds, sharing breakfast in a wild forest. After they finished, Liam pointed at her arm and carefully unwrapped the bandage to check the wound. The spray had worked, the bleeding had stopped, and the skin was beginning to heal better, Liam said, giving a thumbs up. Alira nodded. Better, thank you, Liam. Her voice was soft, but her words were clearer now. She was learning quickly. Liam decided it was time to learn more about her. He pointed to her, then to the forest, then made a gesture of someone running. Why here? Danger. Alira hesitated, trying to find the right words. Escape. Bad people. Liam's face became serious. Bad people. She nodded. Hunt me. Won't take me. Liam frowned. He had guessed there was danger involved, but hearing it from her made it more real. She was being hunted, and now he might also be a target for helping her. Who are they? He asked slowly, hoping she would understand. She tried to explain, struggling with words. My people, some want power, force me, marriage, I run. Liam pieced the words together. She was being forced into some kind of unwanted marriage by powerful people. She escaped, but now they were searching for her. He nodded to show he understood. You're safe with me. Alira looked at him for a long moment. Her eyes softened, and she placed her hand gently on his chest. Safe, with Liam. Liam felt a strange warmth at her touch. It was simple and innocent, but also meaningful. In her culture, he didn't know what that gesture fully meant, but it was clear that trust was building between them. The day passed as they both worked together. Liam showed Alira how to collect more safe fruits and how to gather wood for the fire. She, in return, helped him notice dangers in the forest that he hadn't seen before, strange plants that sprayed toxins, and creatures that hid in the trees. As evening approached, they returned to the camp with enough food and supplies. For a few days later that night, as they sat by the fire, Alira surprised him by speaking more. Your people live far? Liam nodded. Yes, my people live in colony outposts, far away from here. She looked curious. Why you here? Liam smiled. I explore. I like to see new places. I like the forest. Alira looked around. Beautiful, but dangerous. He laughed softly. That's true. Suddenly, a loud howl came from deep within the forest. Both of them turned quickly, eyes wide. The sound was different from the earlier ones. It was closer. Liam grabbed his pulse rifle and stood up. Stay here, he said softly, but Alira stood as well. Together, Liam was surprised by her courage. Are you sure? She nodded. Together, they moved carefully, staying near the light of the fire. The howling stopped, but strange, rustling sounds filled the air. Suddenly, a creature leaped out of the bushes. It was large, with 6 legs, sharp teeth, and glowing yellow eyes. It growled at them, preparing to attack. Liam raised his rifle and fired a warning shot near the creature's feet. The shot hissed as it hit the ground, but the creature didn't back down. Just as it leaped forward, Alira raised her hand. A strange, soft energy pulsed from her palm, striking the creature midair. It froze for a moment, then stumbled back. Dazed, Liam quickly fired a second shot, hitting the creature in the side. It let out a painful cry and ran back into the forest, breathing heavily. Liam turned to Alira, amazed. What was that? Alira lowered her hand, looking tired. My gift. Energy. You can use energy, he asked. surprised. Don't she nodded. Small gift. Only some in my people have it. Liam was impressed. Not only was she brave, but she also had powers he hadn't seen before. They returned to the fire and sat back down. Alira seemed a little weak from using her energy. Liam handed her some water, which she accepted gratefully. You saved me, he said. She smiled faintly. We save each other. For a moment, they both sat in silence, listening to the fire crackle. The danger was not fully gone, but together they had faced it. As the night grew colder, Alira leaned closer to him again. This time, she placed her head gently against his chest without hesitation. Liam placed his arm around her carefully, not wanting to disturb her. He could feel her heart beating, slow and steady. He whispered softly, You're safe now, Alira, I promise. She whispered back, Liam, my safe place. The forest remained dark and full of danger, but inside the circle of firelight, something special was growing. Trust, friendship, and maybe something even deeper that neither of them fully understood yet. Tomorrow more questions would need answers. Who were these people hunting her? Would they find them? And how far would Liam go to protect her? But tonight they had peace, and that was enough. End of part 2. The next morning, the sky over Virila 5 was cloudy and heavy. The wind carried strange sounds through the trees. Liam felt uneasy. Something was different today. Alira noticed his worried face. Danger, she asked softly. Liam nodded. I feel something is coming. For days they had been safe in the small hidden camp. The forest protected them, but Liam knew it couldn't hide them forever. Alira's hunters were still out there searching. As they ate a small meal of fruits and dry rations, Liam checked his pulse rifle again. It had limited charge left. He would have to save every shot for when it truly mattered. Alira touched his arm gently. I help. Not alone. Liam smiled at her. She was brave. Even after everything she had been through, she wanted to stand beside him. Together, he agreed. Suddenly, a loud humming noise came from above. They both looked up. A small alien scout drone floated through the trees, scanning the ground with a bright blue light. Get down, Liam whispered quickly. They both hid under thick bushes as the drone hovered closer. Liam's heart raced. If the drone found them, the hunters wouldn't be far behind. The blue scanning light passed dangerously close. Alira held her breath, squeezing Liam's hand tightly. After a few tense moments, the drone moved on, disappearing behind the trees. Liam exhaled slowly. That was close. Alira nodded, her face pale. Liam knew they had to move. Staying in one place was now too risky. We can't stay here. They'll find us soon. Alira looked at him with trust. Where go? Liam thought for a moment. There's a cave system not far from here. It's deep. They won't find us easily there. Alira nodded. Lead. I follow. Quickly, they packed their small supplies and put out the fire. Liam led Alira through the dense forest, carefully avoiding open spaces. He kept checking for more drones or scouts. Every sound made his heart jump. As they moved, Alira suddenly stopped and whispered, Liam, listen. Liam froze. In the distance, he heard voices. They were speaking in Alira's language, but the tone was sharp and aggressive. The hunters were close. Liam pulled Alira behind a thick tree and peered. Through the leaves he saw them. 3 tall alien soldiers were moving through the forest. They wore black armored suits, their weapons shining under the weak sunlight. Strange symbols glowed on their chests. They spoke into their devices while scanning the area. Alira whispered, my peoples, soldiers, loyal to council. They won't take me back. Liam whispered back, we can't fight them now. Too many. Alira nodded. Slowly, they moved deeper into the forest, away from the soldiers. Liam's knowledge of the terrain helped them stay hidden, but the soldiers were fast, and the drones kept circling the area. Hours passed as they carefully made their way to the caves. Finally, Liam saw the entrance hidden behind tall rocks. There, he said. They slipped inside, and darkness surrounded them. Liam activated a small lantern, its soft light guiding them deeper. The cave was wide, with smooth stone walls. Strange glowing crystals lit small patches inside, making the place feel both beautiful and eerie. Alira looked around. Safe here for now, Liam said. They won't find us easily in these caves. They set up a small camp inside a narrow chamber. Liam kept his rifle close, while Alira sat beside him, her face tired but calm. Why? They want you so badly? Liam finally asked. He needed to understand. Alira sighed softly. I am daughter of high family, father powerful, but council wants control. They make deal. Promise me too, man I do not love. Her voice grew softer. I refuse. Run away. Liam listened carefully. They want to force you into a political marriage. She nodded. Yes, if I marry him, council. Gain more power. My father, weak now, cannot stop them. Liam's face hardened. That's wrong. You should be free to choose your life. Alira looked at him with gentle eyes. My people, follow old ways. Power matters. Love, not important. Liam shook his head. That's not right. You deserve freedom. She smiled faintly. You're different. You care. Liam felt a strange warmth in his chest. Despite being from different worlds, they understood each other. Suddenly, Alira touched his chest again, the same way she had before. Liam, you protect me, save me. Her touch was soft, but her words carried deep meaning. Liam gently took her hand. I'll protect you, I promise. For a moment, they sat in silence, their bond growing stronger, but their peace didn't last long. The sharp sound of boots echoed from deeper inside the cave. The hunters had tracked them somehow. Liam stood up quickly, raising his rifle. They're here. Alira stood beside him, her hand glowing faintly with energy. Fight. Together. The first soldier appeared at the cave entrance. Scanning the chamber, he spotted them and shouted something in his language. More soldiers quickly followed. Liam fired the first shot, hitting one soldier in the shoulder. The alien screamed and fell back. The others returned fire, their energy blasts, lighting up the cave. Liam dodged behind a rock, shooting carefully to save his limited ammo. The soldiers advanced quickly, their armor protecting them. Suddenly, Alira stepped forward, her hands glowing brighter. She unleashed a wave of energy that pushed two soldiers back, slamming them against the cave walls. Liam was amazed by her power. Alira, careful, she smiled. I am stronger now. One soldier charged toward Liam with a blade weapon. Liam blocked the attack with his rifle and kicked the soldier back. He fired again, hitting the attacker in the chest. Another soldier aimed at Alira, but she created a small energy shield, deflecting the shot. The battle inside the cave was fierce. The small chamber echoed with blasts, shouts, and crashes. Finally, after several intense minutes, the last soldier fell to the ground. The cave grew silent once more. Liam breathed heavily, looking around. We did it. Alira dropped to her knees, exhausted. Liam rushed to her side. Are you okay? She nodded weakly, yes, but tired. Liam held her gently. You were amazing. Alira smiled softly because you are here. Their eyes met again. In that moment, Liam felt something deeper than just friendship. This wasn't just about survival anymore. A bond was forming, a connection neither of them fully understood yet. As they rested in the quiet cave, Liam knew one thing for sure. More hunters would come. This fight wasn't over, but no matter what happened, he would stand with Alira. They were no longer strangers, that they were something more. End of part 3. Days passed after the battle in the cave. The soldiers had been forced to retreat, but Liam and Alira knew it was not truly over. The council would not give up, so actually Alira was too important to them. Still, for now, they had peace. Liam sat by the cave entrance, looking out at the tall silver trees and listening to the soft sounds of the forest. The air was fresh, and the twin suns hung low in the sky. Behind him, Alira was gathering some fruits they had stored earlier. She had healed well, her strength returning quickly. The color in her face was brighter, and her energy powers seemed even stronger. She approached Liam, carrying some fruit in her hands. Eat, you need strength. Liam smiled, taking the fruit. Thank you. They sat together, enjoying the small meal as the sunlight slowly faded into evening. After a few moments of silence, Alira spoke softly. Liam, I have made my choice. Liam looked at her, curious. What choice? She took a deep breath, looking into his eyes. Even if the council sends more soldiers, even if my people offer me safety, I will not return to them. Liam felt his chest tighten. But your home, your family. My family cared more about power than me, Alira said softly. They wanted to control my future, but you gave me something they never did. Liam leaned closer. What did I give you? She smiled gently. Freedom and love. Liam reached out and took her hand. I will always protect you, Alira. You are not alone. Her fingers squeezed his. I know. The bond between them was no longer just tradition or accident, it was real. It had grown stronger through every moment they shared. Suddenly, Liam's communicator beeped. He had almost forgotten he still carried a signal device connected to the human colony far away. He quickly checked it. A message flashed on the small screen. Human scout team, approaching your last known location. Are you alive? Respond immediately. Liam's eyes widened. Help was finally coming. He quickly typed a response. I am alive, not alone. Situation complicated. Request extraction. Alira watched him carefully. Your people, they come. Liam nodded. Yes, but we need to move to higher ground. It would be easier for them to find us. Alira stood up with him. Then let's go. They packed their few belongings and left the cave before night fully arrived. Liam led them toward a nearby ridge where the forest opened to a wide cliff. From there they could see the valley below and the sky above. As they reached the top, Liam activated a small beacon to guide the human rescue ship. For a while they stood together, watching the stars appear. Suddenly, Alira's face grew serious. Liam, what if your people do not accept me? Liam turned toward her. They will, but I am different, alien, and bonded to you. Liam smiled warmly. They will see who you are. You are brave, kind, and strong. If anyone has a problem with it, they'll have to deal with me. Alira laughed softly. You are a warrior. Liam smiled. Only when I need to be. Moments later, a distant hum filled the sky. Bright lights appeared above the trees as a small human dropship descended. The ship landed carefully on the open field nearby. The door opened, and several human soldiers stepped out, their weapons lowered but ready. A man in a dark uniform approached. Liam, he called. Liam raised his hand. The officer's eyes widened as he noticed Alira standing beside him. The man stopped a few steps away, studying her carefully. You're alive, but you seem to have made company. Liam nodded. This is Alira, she's with me. The officer looked at her, then back at Liam. You've been missing for weeks, and now you bring back an alien princess. Liam answered firmly. I didn't bring her back. She came because she trusts me. She needs protection. The officer lowered his voice. You do realize this might cause political problems. We're not exactly on friendly terms with her people. Liam spoke without hesitation. Her people tried to kill her. She was hunted by her own council. If they want to talk, we'll talk, but she's under my protection now. The officer studied Liam's determined face and finally nodded. Understood. He looked at Alira and gave a respectful nod. Welcome to the colony, Alira. Alira responded with a soft bow. Thank you. They boarded the ship together, and within moments, the dropship lifted into the sky, leaving the forest behind as the ship flew across the planet toward the human base. Alira sat close to Liam, watching the human world below. This is your home, she asked. One of them, Liam smiled. It's not as beautiful as the forest, but it's safe. Alira looked thoughtful. I hope your people accept me. They will, Liam assured her again. And if not, we'll face it together. When they arrived at the colony, many people gathered to see the new visitors. Some were surprised, some whispered, but many were simply curious. The human colony leader, an older woman named Captain Reed, came forward. Liam, she said, shaking his hand, you've brought back quite a story. Yes, ma'am, Liam smiled, and a guest who needs our protection. Captain Reed looked at Alira and smiled kindly. Any enemy of the council is welcome here. You have nothing to fear. Alira bowed her head. Thank you, Captain. The captain looked back at Liam. You've done well, Liam, but you know this won't end here. Her people will send envoys. There may be talks, or threats. Liam nodded. I'm ready for whatever comes. Captain Reed smiled. Good, because I have a feeling your life just got much more complicated. That evening, Liam and Alira stood on a balcony overlooking the colony. The stars above them were bright and beautiful. Alira leaned against him. We have come far. Liam wrapped his arm around her. And we'll go even farther. Together, she smiled. I never thought I would find freedom, or love, in the wild. Liam kissed her forehead gently. Sometimes, the wild gives us exactly what we need. As the night breeze brushed their faces, they stood silently watching the stars and dreaming of the future. No matter what challenges came next, they had each other, and that was enough. End of story. The cave was silent again, but Liam knew this peace would not last. The bodies of the fallen soldiers were still on the ground, and soon, others would come looking for them. Liam sat beside Alira as she rested. Her energy powers had saved them, but they had also left her weak. He gently placed a blanket over her shoulders to keep her warm. You need to save your strength, he said softly. Alira smiled faintly. I feel ... better now. Liam could see the determination in her eyes. Even though she was exhausted, she was not broken. She was brave. Stronger than many humans he had known. After a while, Alira sat up and looked at him seriously. Liam, I must tell you something. Liam leaned forward. What is it? She hesitated for a moment, searching for the right words in his language. When I first touched you, after you saved me, it was not only thanks in my people's ways. It is a bond. Liam frowned slightly. A bond? Alira nodded. Yes, life bond. In our culture, when we are near death, and someone saves us, If we touch them during healing, it starts a bond. Liam was surprised. You mean like a connection? She nodded again. Yes, deep connection, stronger than friendship. It means, you are my mate. Liam's eyes widened. Mate, you mean like married? Alira lowered her head slightly, her cheeks taking on a soft purple tint. Yes, in my world, it is like marriage. Liam sat in silence for a moment, trying to process her words. He had saved her because it was the right thing to do. He never expected that his actions would lead to something like this. I didn't know, he said softly. Alira looked at him with gentle eyes. I know, you did not intend, but the bond formed. And now, I feel close to you. Liam's heart pounded. He couldn't deny that he also felt something special toward her. From the first moment he saw her, something had drawn him to her, her beauty, her courage, and her kindness. I feel close to you too, Alira, he admitted. A soft smile appeared on her face. That makes me happy. They sat in silence for a while, both feeling the warmth of their growing bond. But soon, reality pulled them back. We still have a problem, Liam said. More soldiers will come. We need to find a way to stop them. Alira nodded. Yes, they will not stop until they take me back. The council wants control. If I return, they force me to marry. Liam clenched his fist. We can't let that happen. You should have the right to choose your own life. Alira's eyes shined. Thank you, Liam. You understand me. Liam stood up and looked around the cave. We need to plan. We can't keep running forever. Either we hide better or we face them directly. Alira stood up beside him. We fight. I will not run anymore. Liam looked at her with respect. Then we fight. They spent the next hours preparing. Liam examined the cave and found natural choke points where they could set traps. He used wires, rocks, and leftover equipment to build simple defenses. Helped, using her knowledge of energy to create small barriers and traps. Though her power was limited after heavy use, she was still able to shape some protective shields at key spots. You're very skilled, Liam praised. Alira smiled. Together we are stronger. As they worked, their teamwork grew smoother. Without speaking much, they understood each other's actions. The bond between them made their partnership stronger. By nightfall, they were ready. Liam sat beside Alira near a small campfire inside the cave. The soft glow of the crystals gave the place a strange beauty. Liam looked at her gently. If we survive this, what will you do? Alira thought for a moment. If I am free, I want to live where I can choose my path. Maybe, with you. Liam's heart warmed. I would like that too. Alira reached out and took his hand softly. Then we make that future together. The next morning came too quickly. The sound of engines and voices echoed through the cave system. The council's soldiers had arrived in greater numbers. Liam grabbed his rifle and took position. Alira stood beside him, her hands glowing faintly with energy. Soon the first group of soldiers entered the cave. There they are, one of them shouted. Blaster. Shots fired, and the battle began. Liam took careful shots, hitting one soldier in the leg. The traps they had set worked perfectly. Rocks fell from above, blocking part of the path and slowing the soldiers. Alira extended her hand, sending a wave of energy that knocked two soldiers off their feet. The narrow passages of the cave made it hard for the soldiers to attack all at once, giving Liam and Alira an advantage. But more soldiers kept coming. One of the commanders stepped forward, shouting orders. You cannot escape, Princess. Come with us, or we will take you by force. Alira answered with strong words. I choose my life. You will not take me. The commander raised his blaster, but before he could fire, Liam shot his weapon from his hands. The blaster clattered to the ground. You'll have to go through me first, Liam said firmly. The commander growled. You're only human. You cannot stop us all. But just then, Alira stepped forward, her energy growing brighter than before. The crystals around them seemed to respond, glowing softly. I am not alone, she said powerfully. We are one. A massive wave of energy blasted through the cave, knocking the soldiers off balance. The remaining soldiers, seeing their leader defeated and facing such powerful resistance, began to retreat. Fall back, one of them shouted. Within moments the cave fell silent again. The remaining soldiers fled, leaving behind their wounded. Liam lowered his rifle, breathing heavily. We did it. Alira smiled, tears forming in her eyes. We are free. They embraced, holding each other tightly. The danger was not fully gone, but for now they had won their freedom. As they sat together, catching their breath, Liam spoke softly. No matter what happens next, we face it together, Alira whispered. Together, forever. Their bond had started by accident, but now it was something neither of them could deny. Two souls from different worlds had found each other in the wild, and together they would build a new future. End of part 4.